the obvious weak point here is Pritchard. And that's, if you're going to upgrade, that's the only spot I think you could possibly upgrade. I think Hauser is fine. I think Hauser is fine on defense. He's a great shooter. He moves about the ball, I think, better than people. If you don't actually watch him, he moves about the ball really well. When he gets the ball, it's not like he doesn't know what to do. He does know what to do. He gets it off it quick. If he doesn't have the shot, he can get a shot off pretty much at any time with any space. Like, he's kind of the Duncan Robinson clone that they have. So it's really on a Pritchard. And I think Pritchard is fine. Like, I think Pritchard is good. And when you really get down to it, Ethan, he's just not going to play that much that when it really matters, right? Like, when they shorten the rotation to 6 guys, because it's going to be 6. It's going to be everybody in the starting lineup plus Horford. And maybe Hauser, right? I could see Hauser getting in there too.
Yeah.
Pritchard's just not going to play. So do you really need to upgrade that spot if that spot doesn't mean a lot when it really matters, right? Like, what's the value of trading Payton Pritchard and some other pieces to marginally upgrade a spot that doesn't really matter when it comes down to it?
Yeah, I agree with that. It is because you told me that we would talk about this, and so I thought about this for a while, and my answer with Pritchard being a playoff rotation player is and this is kind of probably a lame answer, but I don't know until we see it, because we have seen Payton Pritchard in the playoffs, and unfortunately we have seen him get picked on repeatedly, especially by the Heat, but just any team that knows they can find him on a size mismatch, or like going around screens. As much as he works really hard on defense, he just isn't like physically able to do a lot of what is asked of him in the playoffs. And in the past also, he's been primarily a shooter on offense and can't really pressure a defense in any way. I think this year he has by far been his best year as a playmaker, as someone who's been willing to pressure a defense, even if it doesn't mean like driving all the way to the rim and getting a layup. Like, the fact that he is attacking and kicking, or attacking and shooting like a little mid-range jump shot, pull up, any of that is good and much better than what we've seen from Pritchard in the past, where it looks like he's totally been a deer in the headlights driving with the basketball. So that, plus the defense, I think, has taken a step up, is good. And I think, again, I think he has earned through his play this season a chance to be a playoff rotation player.
FanDuel is the exclusive wagering partner of the CLNS Media Network. Right now, new customers get $150 in bonus bets with any winning $5 moneyline bet. FanDuel, official partner of the NFL.
That being said, we could get there and it just might not work. And I think that's okay. But then to your point about upgrading, I agree, where it's like, I don't really know. And I haven't looked too in depth at all the cap situations, but I don't think him and the other limited contracts, just with how much they're worth that you have, assuming your top 6 is basically off limits, I don't really know what you're going to get out of an upgrade with Pritchard. Just one, literally because the salaries can't really stack up to getting some kind of high impact additional 6th man type of player. But also, Pritchard is, I think, on pretty good value for the contract that he signed, and he does a pretty good job. You don't need to make a move just because you're like, oh, I don't really know for sure if he's gonna play, because like you said, if he's the 8th man in your rotation, that shouldn't be what decides a playoff series, is whether or not your 8th man is maximized as who he is. So yes, I'm not worried. I'm willing to go into the playoffs and take a shot at what we have with Pritchard.
No, I think it's like, if you're complaining about your 8th guy, the 8th guy didn't sink you. It's
exactly
somebody else. So I'm with you on that. Again, if they've somehow got Alex Caruso, then fine. Okay, sure, what up?
Yeah, but
right?
I don't know if that's even possible if you're assuming the top 6 is untouchable.
Yeah. So again, there's not too many places where they can do that. Just bringing in John Conchar, that's a whole different position. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. So I think, you're going to have to ride and die with Pritchard, I think, as you go. And I'm totally comfortable with it.
I've been looking for the best deal on Celtics tickets. And with over 28 million downloads, SeatGeek is the #1 rated ticketing app. There are more than 70,000 events every single day on SeatGeek, including concerts, sports festivals, and more. You can use my code DREAMERSPRO for $20 off tickets at SeatGeek. That's $20 off your first purchase with promo code DREAMERSPRO. Make sure you check the link in the description to download the app.